It has an integrated tool right here. Probably fucking edit that one out, man. Just all right. What's up, guys? Industrial Tarzan here, Zigzag Man, and we've got the Milwaukee M18 top handle chainsaw. 6 saw. This is currently affixed with the 12.0 battery, which is the most powerful battery currently available from the Milwaukee lineup. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely heavy, but the cool thing about Milwaukee is they have different size batteries available that you can switch out for a given task. Like if you're going to be chunking wood, like you're definitely going to want the 12.0 battery, but
yeah, if you're pruning, you can use one of their smaller batteries, things like that. Here we have the 6.0 forged battery, so it's a little more compact. So it's still, it gives off a lot of power though.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna do some test cuts here coming up and record that. But some of the things that we know about this saw is that it is definitely heavy.
Yeah.
You feel that as soon as you pick it up. It's probably the heavier of the battery top handles that I think either of us have used.
Yeah.
But it also is an absolute powerhouse. This thing, you can just lay on this thing, especially with the 12.0 battery. Very hard to get it to stall.
Yeah. Yeah, once it's eaten, it doesn't really want to stop eating.
Yeah, so some of the features of this saw, it obviously has a chain brake, which all battery saws are gonna have. When you engage the chain brake on a battery saw, it kills it. It's like an off switch.
Yeah.
It has an integrated tool. You have a scrunch right here, so you always have that available if you have a loose chain or something up in the tree. It has the bar adjuster, contrary to a lot of the other battery saws. The bar tensioner is actually built directly into the saw, which for me, I prefer that. That's a little bit more of a solid design rather than it being built into the side cover. West Coast dogs.
Yeah, you got the West Coast dogs on there, 3-point dogs. That's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
The stock ones, they're not really very good. You can't really get them to like grab in very hard. But with the West Coast saws, you can really get the good leverage point on it and to be able to lay that saw into the cut.
Yeah, to really take advantage of the saw for what it was built for, which is torque.
Yeah.
Chain speed's a little bit low on this particular saw. You're gonna get that with electric motors. Like they're either gonna gear it for chain speed or gear it for torque. So this one's definitely geared for the torque department.
Yeah. The nice thing about this is, like if you already have Milwaukee power tools, you have Milwaukee batteries laying around already, it's a good option to be able to get a Milwaukee saw to complement the batteries you already own, or to add more batteries too and be able to interchange them and things like that. It doesn't take very long to charge them either, like a half hour, something like that.
Yeah, not very long at all. So one of the cons that I've noticed just going through this saw without even cutting with it is that it is physically big. It's very wide comparatively to other models, and it lacks an adjustable oiler. But it's, I think, a very durable saw. I think it goes without saying that this is going to be built like a lot of other Milwaukee tools and that we've come to know for their toughness and job site. They're built for contractors.
Yeah, I think it's like almost 2 inches wider than a 201, but like you were saying, I feel like if I were to drop this out of a tray or a guy were to kick it walking by, I think it would have no problem holding up to the abuse.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that definitely gives it an edge over some other top handles on the market, some battery top handles.
Yeah.
So let's make some cuts with it. We'll see how it does, and then we'll compile some attribute points for it. So, back from cutting. As expected, this saw is a torque monster. It really is. I think this is definitely going to end up being at the high end of our power scale.
For sure.
It will probably also be at the low end of our weight scale.
Yeah.
This being one of the heavier battery saws on the market, and with a little bit lower chain speed than maybe some other saws available.
Yeah.
We'll probably put it in the middle of the pack there. Battery life, you're going to get very comparable battery life to some other popular battery saws on the market with the 12.0. The 6.0, I think you've used that a lot in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the 6.0 forged battery. Battery life's definitely better than like an 8.0. It definitely does last a little bit longer. Probably comparable to the 12.0.
In battery life.
Yeah, in battery life, I'd say.
Yeah, we'll probably, it's not going to be in the higher end of the battery life scale for sure, comparable to some other models, but it's definitely not going to be at the bottom either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And depending on what size battery, can make the saw heavier too. I'm not sure about some of the other models. Kind of can be the same way too. You put a bigger battery in it, it's going to be heavier.
Yeah, Husqvarna has a lot of different battery options. Echo, not so much. Steel, I believe they have a couple different battery options.
Yeah.
I don't know. Steel, send us a saw.
Send us a saw.
Yeah.
Get you on the scale here.
Got to weigh in or you're going to be at the bottom. Yeah, so what else about this saw? What's the important things? What's everybody really want to know?
I mean, everyone really wants to know is how much does the darn thing cost?
Right, so for sure. I've got here a couple of different options. I did a lot of searching. I was on eBay, I was at HomeDepot.com, NewJerseyCraneExpert.com, and so the best you can do as far as the kit goes is $6.99. That's going to get you the saw, just as you see right here, minus the West Coast dogs, but with one 12.0 battery, that's one 8.0 battery, which is the next step down from this.
Yeah.
Comparable in weight, I think, to the 6.0 forged battery.
Yeah.
Good for limbing and things like that. You see from our cutting test that there is a significant power difference between the bigger batteries and the smaller batteries, but also weight. If you already got a pile of Milwaukee batteries, as you were talking about earlier,
definitely a good option if you already got the batteries for it.
Yeah, $299, and you can get this saw 14-inch bar with a chain. So
can't get many gas-powered saws for that price, that's for sure.
No, for sure, and not even for $699. I mean, the Steel 201, I have it at $819.99 with a 14-inch bar.
You get a whole kit.
Yeah.
For $200 cheaper.
Yeah, no more fuel. Thing barely uses any oil. And for a saw that's going to be at the top end of the power scale, to be at the bottom end of the price scale is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, great saw for the money, 100%. If you're looking for a powerful workhorse type saw that you can get into some gas powered top handle size wood with, this is definitely the saw to go with. And we'll see where it falls on the scale.
Perfect on something like a crane job.
Yeah, for sure. I've had it on crane jobs. It's great. Definitely recommend adding the West Coast dogs to it. But
for sure. Get a little bit better leverage.
Yeah,
for sure.
Great saw, and thanks for watching. Catch you on the next saw.
See you next time.